everyone, and welcome to STEAM Saturday. My name is Miss Laura, and I'm going to be your host today. We have been brought to you by the people at the Pasco County Library System and the Hugh Embry Library and the New River Libraries. Today we're going to be making a piñata. We are going to make it in celebration of the Cinco De Mayo holiday that is celebrated on the 5th of May. A piñata is a toy that is hung up and it's filled with candies or treats or toys, and people take turns trying to break it. So let me show you what you need to make your piñata. Okay, to make our piñata, we're going to be using a balloon as a form or a mold. Blow up your balloon to the kind of size that you want your finished piñata to be. Now, we need some glue. This is just school glue. And into my bowl, I have poured just a little bit of water. I am going to try and make roughly equal parts glue to water, but it doesn't have to be precise there. Just going to put a dollop, and I'm going to stir it up a little bit with my toothpick. There. Now, we also need a piece of yarn. We actually need 2 pieces of yarn or string. One is going to be a temporary holder, and one will be the piece that you use to string it up when you're done so that you can play with it. Now, my slightly shorter piece, I'm going to use this. I'm going to tie it around the knot on the balloon. Just a simple little overhand knot. This is so that I can hang my piñata up to dry. Now, another thing we need is some newspaper. I have simply torn strips from my piece of newspaper. Now I'm going to, as you can see, I'm being very precise in my tearing. I'm just going to tear them in half. If they're not in half, it doesn't matter. If they come out into odd shapes, it does not matter. Because what we're going to do is, I should give you full disclosure on this, you're gonna get messy. Into our glue and water mix, we are going to dip our newspaper. We're going to use our fingers, yes we are, to get some of that glue off. And we are going to put it on our balloon. And we are going to keep doing this until we have the balloon completely covered in newspaper. When we are near the top of the balloon, we'll take a piece. I'm going to show you how to attach your string or yarn. That's going to be how you hold up your balloon piñata. When we have a piece at the top, we're going to take our piece of string and we are going to just simply slide it under. There we go. until we've covered up all of that balloon. And then we are going to use, we don't want to use this string because as you can see, until it dries, this string just needs to hang. Once it's dry, it will be secured under there. We're going to use this string to hang our piñata to dry. Now, mine took about 12 hours to dry. I hung it up in the evening, and by the next morning, it was pretty much dry. Now, because of the magic of television, as they say, I have one that's already made and covered and dried. So let me get that one to show you what it will look like. Ta-da! Here is my balloon piñata that I made at home. As you can see, its string has dried, the glue is dried, but I started decorating my balloon. Traditionally, piñatas are decorated with fringed paper. Well, I happen to have a bunch of tissue paper at my house from presents, birthdays, Christmas, what have you. What I've done is I have simply folded it. This is an easy way of cutting it. And I'm going to cut it about 2 inches. Now, I need one side to remain uncut. I am going to make cuts up the other long side, about 1/4 inch apart. I'm being really careful to make sure my fingers underneath are staying away from the scissors. Okay. Now when we open this out, we have a fringe. Now to attach it, I can simply take some of my glue and I want to stick that down. Each row overlaps. Now, another thing you could decorate your piñata with would be crayons or markers or even some paint. Now, I want you to think as you're decorating your piñata, everything you attach to it is going to make it stronger. And the idea of a piñata is you have to break it to get that candy out. So, how much more force are you going to need to bust open your piñata? To fill it, what you're going to do is you're going to burst open your balloon, or untie the knot depending on what kind of person you are. And you see this little hole in the top here around the knot? That's where you put your candy in, which is why we attached the hanging string at the top, because we don't want the candy to fall out until we're ready. Now in your kit, you're going to have instructions on how to make your piñata, as well as some interesting facts about the holiday of Cinco de Mayo, which is celebrated in Mexico. It's a national holiday that people think is the Independence Day of Mexico, but it's not. Find out more when you pick up your kit. And I hope you have fun making your piñata, hanging it up. If you don't want to fill it with sweeties and then break it, just hang it up as a decoration. I think mine's going to look very cute when he's finished. I hope you have fun making a piñata and celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.